Okay, today's date is May the 3rd, 2012. The time is approximately 3:04 p.m. This will be an interview conducted at the EVAC headquarters located at 135 Carswell Avenue in Daytona Beach, Florida. Person conducting the interview is Special Agent Tim Kraft of Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Person being interviewed is paramedic Kristyne Winger. Ms. Winger, can you raise your right hand? You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. On the 28th, I believe it was the 28th of April, you had an occasion to be working for EVAC. And can you, in your own words, just kind of describe to me what happened that day? It's in reference to a law enforcement officer involved shooting that we're investigating that happened on the Mersereau Aeronautical University campus. So can you just describe to me what your observations and actions were on that day?
Okay. We were called to possible shooting. We got on scene. Police officers led us to a gentleman that was out in the parking lot saying they had someone had been shot. When we got up there, there was about a couple, I'm not sure if there was possibly maybe 3 or 4 police officers near the patient. Patient was laying on his left side. He was handcuffed behind his back. I started looking to assess the patient. He just kept telling me to help him and that his arm hurt, his right arm. Patient had blood on his shirt. I tried to assess patient in the position where he was sitting at the time and wasn't able to completely assess that way, so I asked the officers to unhandcuff him. Okay. The officers were a little nervous about that. And just wanted to make sure he wasn't going to run off or something. And I asked the patient, I said, if they do this, are you going to stay here and not run off? And he said yes, just help me. So they unhandcuffed him, and I was able to roll him over and assess his injuries that way.
Okay. Were you the driver or the passenger of your wagon?
Passenger.
Passenger. Okay. I'm going to back you up just a little bit. Can you describe to me what you see when you first get there? Do you have any recollection? Yeah, do you have any recollection of where the cars were, or what do you see when you get there?
All I really saw when we pulled up into the that intersection there, I guess Richard Petty, we pulled up and police cars had it blocked off to I guess where another vehicle in front of them was. I'm not sure what kind of vehicle it was. I just know there was another vehicle in front of where the police cars had it blocked off. And then off to the right was the parking lot where my patient ended up being. And there was an officer that had met us at the intersection there and told us he said, park there. We need you to come over here. We couldn't go any further into the parking area until after we had the patient.
Okay. So the officers directed you and brought you into the scene?
Us, yeah, into the actual scene.
Okay, and then when you get in there, tell me again what you see. Obviously, your responsibility is the individual that had been shot.
Yeah, it's the patient care. We walked across the parking lot. The gentleman was laying on his left side. There was maybe 3 or 4 police officers around. I know one of the police officers was a few feet away from the gentleman standing over a gun. They said that there was a gun that when we were walking up, they said there was a gun there, but it was secured.
Did you see the gun?
Yes.
Do you recall what it looked like?
Vaguely. I mean, I don't really know anything about guns at all. I just know it was definitely a gun because I did see it. Right. But I really don't know anything about guns.
Okay.
So I don't know too much about what it.
Approximately how far you think the gun was from the subject that was down? And you said when you came up there, he was handcuffed and he was on his right side.
His left side. The right side was the injured one.
All right.
Yeah, he was on his left side.
Did he say anything? Did he make any comments to you other than what we've already talked about?
The only comments he made, he was saying he said to either call his girlfriend or wife, or he was asking to call a female. I don't remember how he specified who it was, and just asking, call her, is she okay? Is my baby okay? That's all I got from that. And he just kept asking me to help him and that his arm hurt.
Yes. So you didn't hear any statements other than what you just said?
No, that was all.
Okay. So what happens after you're on the scene? You assess him. They unhandcuff him.
They handcuffed him. The fire department had come on scene as they were unhandcuffing him and helped me roll him over onto his back. I was able to cut the shirt where it wasn't going to affect. I asked, the police if we were able to cut around so I could open up and be able to see where he was injured at. So we were able to cut the shirt some so that I could see where the gunshot wounds were.
Do you recall the clothing that he had on?
I think he had I would say maybe a red shirt and a sweatshirt or jacket of some type. I remember having to take that off because I had trouble seeing.
Do you remember what color it might have been?
Maybe it was gray. I'm not positive.
Okay.
Heck, actually the shirt wasn't red because that was just the blood on it. So no, I don't quite recall the actual colors. I know there was red and that was from the blood on his shirt. Yeah, I know he had jeans on. Jeans and a t-shirt was really all I can think of.
You remember or recall roughly how long you were on the scene?
No more than maybe 7 minutes.
Okay. And during that time, he doesn't make any statements other than what you've already said?
No, not to me. Or not in front of me, and I was with him the whole time.
Okay. And your sole responsibility, specifically the male subject,
Yes,
was in the park?
just him. I had nothing. Didn't know anything about the other patient. I knew there was another person somewhere, but didn't know anything about it.
Okay. All right. Very good. The time is approximately 3:11